Alright, and we're back from the previous stream. I got my Sony HX90V right here. I always have it with me. Well, some of the times it actually ends up not in where it's supposed to be in here, and it ends up sitting in here, and it ends up sitting by the desk. But I always keep it with me because I basically said I want a really good camera. And this was back before smartphone cameras were like really good. Now they're good enough that they could compete potentially with that one. I want to do a video on this at some point and compare my mom's Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And maybe I can get some other smartphone cameras in the test. Ooh. There's a witch. Kind of being creepy. I don't know what she has in her hand, like a crystal ball or something. Definitely spooky. Definitely not going there. Anyways, so Sony has mentioned a new camera. This is the Sony HX99. And they've also got the HX95. Difference between the two is the HX99 is, I think, maybe $100 more expensive or something like that. But it has a touchscreen on there. And they're around, I forget how much they are, but they're somewhere around like $500 or something. And I'm actually tempted to upgrade because not only we get 4K now. I looked at the spec sheet. I think the sensor might be the same. I think a lot of the other stuff is pretty much the same. You're adding touchscreen and you're adding 4K video. My HX90V can do 4K still images, not video. So I think 4K would be a nice addition. I would like to do more 4K. I mean, my phone's rear camera is capable of 4K. That's cool. But I'd like a really good camera capable of 4K. Question although that I have is, like, how much faster would I fill up stuff and would I actually pick the 4K for it? There are advantages to it, it's better quality, but if I'm gonna, like, if I start doing 4K, and then it means that I start filling up my hard drive, like, at the rate I'm at right now, I'm approximately 1 terabyte filled of the 4 terabytes. I've got a backup drive, also 4 terabytes. Part of that is being used to store the approximate, not full, but I have, like, around 500 gigabyte hard drive as my main drive for my computer. So part of that's also backing up that, which is maybe 70% filled. So it's not quite a full 4 terabyte backup, but it's close enough for now. So, I mean, at this rate, I probably have, I'm going to say I maybe have 10 plus years of YouTube content at this rate. Things might change. I might start doing better quality videos, uploading more, especially when that's like my job kind of a thing, or I have more time on my hands because I'm not working a dollar store job. That'll be a thing. So with that, what am I thinking of? Yes, with that, you know, it would kind of maybe make me say, I kind of want to back off and not do 4K yet, but I don't know. I'm also not going to do any pre-ordering. I really like this thing that's been said several times by Linus Tech Tips and other people, because a lot of people went and pre-ordered the brand new graphics card by NVIDIA, and it's like, no, don't pre-order that stuff, especially if you're going to complain about it. You have to wait and make manufacturers earn your money by having independent third-party testers come along and test it. So that's what I want. I want to actually see some footage from this camera and see what it looks like and decide then, not pre-order now. I'm sure it's going to be good. If this one was good, I highly doubt they could mess up the next one. Well, maybe. There's a small chance they could. But I just want to wait and see. I forget when this thing releases, but I'm super excited for it. The other deciding factor, too, will be I would sell my HX90V if I was getting an HX99. Maybe. I mean, I would like to have 2 cameras and do a 2-camera setup. And so in that case, then I would just film in 1080 on the other one. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I mean, it depends on how much money I have at the time. Ideally, I would like this to be just an upgrade, and then I make most of it back selling my HX90V, which I'm talking, what am I thinking, 200 or so? No, sorry, it's going for roughly 400, I think. Yeah, I want to say it's around 400 or so is what they're going for now, 450. Some of them are like 350, so they're not Some of them are almost the original price, some are not quite that. And it's, oh, so it depends on how much it would go for when it finally releases and we get some hard numbers and stuff and see the performance of the HX99. You know, then it's like, how much could I make? And if I only make half back, that one's a little harder to justify. I mean, especially when you're considering that, well, I did the math for my headphones, because V-Motor Crossfade was having a deal where they released a new pair of headphones that have better codec support, and they were basically saying if you get better, what's the word? Yeah, you can trade in your old ones for up to like $200 off. So let me do the math for that one really quickly. So the new ones are like $300 about. We trade them in, and let's say I get $200 off. So that's now I've spent. So now I buy them for $100. So essentially now I've spent $400, better than what I would if I had to buy the new ones without getting a discount. But still, that's $400 instead of the $300 I originally spent. Do I want to? Now I'm lost, because that sounds pretty good. So let's say, and we're back. So it's around $450. Like some places have it for $449.99 or like $448.99, so $1 cheaper. Yes. So it's around $450. So let's say I sold this camera and I got, when it probably actually releases, because it's all pre-order right now, but when it actually releases, it's not gonna, let's say it goes for $250, be generous here. So, I need to look up. So I looked up on Amazon. I couldn't find like original price, but it had some new ones for $48.99, so about the same price. So if I manage to sell this for $250, so now I whack $250 off of the $450, that puts me at $200 even. So cool. So now, and so then I get the new one. Still spending. So I spend $200 on the new one. Take off that. Now, do I add the original one? So I spent $500 on the original. I made $200 back. Yeah, this is working. So I made $200 back. $250. So so I spent $450. So that's $200 that I now have back from the original camera, plus the additional $250. With that one, I actually break even. Let me do the math again for the other one. So for the headphones, let's say I get the $200 off of the $350. I originally spent $350, so now I have $150 left from that. Plus the new $150 that I'm spending equals $250. That one's out even too. I'm sending mine in for repair, I also want to do some testing with them on some codec support, because I'm kind of curious about why they say that. So yeah, I'm excited for the new camera, but no pre-orders here. It is going to go straight to, what's the word? Yeah, it's going to go straight to, I have to see numbers first. So the other thing is, my earbuds here. These are the JLab Epic. And they actually have the Epic 2 wireless, which I thought was just same thing, minus that ear cushion fin, but a hook that goes around your ear, and it goes in your ear and has a nice fit with lots of different tip sizes, and they're wireless Bluetooth. Cool. Also, they were really expensive, but there's been some lately that are now $10 on like eBay. Not new, but that's okay. Instead of like the $150 or so dollars they were originally for. So I'm tempted to buy them, especially with that cheap price, but I'm kind of questioning if I would actually like them, because I started reading some comparisons, and I found that a lot of people, myself included, would say that these headphones, they have a very nice bass response, not too much, but it's good. You can feel a little bit of thump in your music, and it's got some very nice high sound. That's good too. And then there is some mids in there, and they sound overall really good, and I really like them a lot. They are, not only are they the only earbuds that have ever been able to get to stay in my ear, but they are also just, they sound good too. So the new ones, they're saying though, they are a little bit more mid-high. Not so much in the high ends and the low ends. They sound okay. They're like a decent pair for doing sport activities and running and stuff like that. They are like splash resistant. And they have, and they're good for that. Vocals are going to be nice and clear, but the other channels are maybe a bit lacking. So now I'm curious. I want to do a comparison for $10, but then I don't know if I'll actually like them and if I'll actually want to do that. I like wireless a lot. Ever since I got the V-Motor Crossfades, oh man. Pair. Don't like pairs. Anyways, yes. Ever since I got the V-Motor Crossfades, I have absolutely loved the wireless ability. It's nice because I can have my phone on the table while I'm listening to music or watching YouTube videos, and I can get up and quickly grab a drink if I'm not too worried about missing something in the video. I don't have to pick my phone up and take it with me and have a phone in one hand and some other stuff in the other hand. It's really, really nice. So I would like that aspect of it, but I don't like, the other aspect of the sound being different. So I don't know. Might try that out. What else? And I'm wondering if maybe sound changes as a result of Bluetooth. Probably not. But there was even an article that I'm going to check out that said, we love convenience of Bluetooth, but science shows it doesn't sound as good, which, yes, I will agree, Bluetooth doesn't yet sound as good as wired. You'd be hard-pressed to notice, though, for your average consumer. I might be able to tell a difference, maybe, although I'd have to do some side-by-side A/B testing, which is actually going to be really tricky to do, because my headphones, they make noises and stuff when they are booting up. So I couldn't really do a full actual switch between the two easily, kind of a thing, with those headphones, but, hey. It's something that I will test at some point. So I do want to try them out. I'm kind of curious about them. The other thing too is I don't need another pair of headphones and stuff. I love these because they're wired, and that's a requirement for headphones in my everyday carry. Worst case apocalyptic scenario, I got my phone and my solar charger, and then I have my old phone, so not only can I listen to music if I wanted to, but also it has FM radio on there. So I could get FM frequencies and find out what's going on, where the bad guys are, and from the radio without letting anybody know my presence, because I'm listening to it through a headset. Maybe I got one ear in to listen to the news and the other ear out to listen to my surroundings. And so because they're wired and they're not Bluetooth, I don't use as much power. That's one less device to worry about charging up. So it's a requirement for the in my bag audio device. And I think that would be kind of sort of cool to try those headphones and see how they sound, what I think of them. But then I might end up turning around and selling them. And maybe I'll keep them because maybe I really like the wireless so much, but I also like the very small form factor of earbuds that don't make my ears sweaty in the summertime, because it was pretty tricky to use my headphones during the summertime. Definitely not outside while I'm walking somewhere, but inside, we didn't quite have air conditioning because we were fixing the upstairs, so that's kind of sort of a question of whether or not that's a thing, or whether, next summer if the air conditioning will be cool enough. Yes. So I guess the other thing too is I want to say it's Shire. They're a really high-end audio brand, same high-end level as my V-Motor Crossfades. Sometimes they have even more expensive headphones, although they didn't make anyone's list for the most durable headphones at the top. But they released a cable now for people who love their wired headsets, where it's expensive. It's $150. but it lets you have Bluetooth capability for your wired, because it's basically just a special Bluetooth dongle on the end of the wire, and you plug your headphones into it and go from there. And that sounds cool to try too, especially since I could supposedly get the same sound that these have over Bluetooth. But that's way too expensive for me. I'm happy having these wired. You know, maybe if my phone didn't have any sort of a wired solution or setup, I might consider, but yeah. So I'll probably check out the other Epic 2 wireless by JLab, see how they sound, see what I think of them. But I really like these and I'm really happy with them. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's some tech stuff coming out. Thinking about upgrading my camera. See you guys in whatever's next. If you liked the video, leave a like down below. If you're new here, check out my other stuff. It's not all just me talking. I've got short film, Airborne Death, and a lot of other cool things. I played some Minecraft and games. We'll see you guys in whatever's next.